Welcome to Discover Greater Lansing. Whether you're exploring the rich history of the state capital or indulging in incredible local food, there's always something exciting happening here. Discover living. Discover mobility. Discover downtown. Discover giving back. Greater Lansing offers breathtaking activities and outdoor adventures, ensuring a perfect balance of city life and natural beauty. Discover the warmth. Discover the charm. Discover Greater Lansing. The journey begins now.
Hello and welcome back to another great edition of Discover Greater Lansing. Today, this is going to be a very artful show because with us we have Megan Martin, the Arts Council of Greater Lansing, and Michelle Carlson, the Lansing Art Gallery and Education Center. Welcome today to tell us everything that is art in our great region.
Thank you.
So we'll just kick things right off. If you didn't know it, this show is all about living and working and playing in this great region of ours. So much an important part of that are the arts and culture that we have to offer. So if somebody out there, or they wanted to know more, tell me how your organizations individually and maybe how you come together to support art and cultures in Greater Lansing.
Sure. Well, I can start just by saying, so the Arts Council of Greater Lansing, we're here to support all of the arts and cultural organizations that we have in the Tri-County region, along with individual artists, creative entrepreneurs, festivals, and just provide funding and promotions for different organizations that might want to do more work in our region. And we're 55 years young almost. And in our current state, we're a member service organization. So we have members like the Lansing Art Gallery and Education Center that we provide technical assistance and support, and we advocate for their importance in both the state and national level.
Amazing. We'll get into those festivals. We had a whole show about festivals.
We have a lot of festivals
we have
in
a lot of
Lansing.
festivals. But as they're focused on arts and culture, we'll talk about those, not so much food and drinks. And Michelle.
Yes, the Lansing Art Gallery and Education Center has been in Lansing, downtown Lansing, for 65 years. Next year we'll have our birthday. And we provide support and promotion of Michigan artists. So we work with only Michigan artists, and we have an exhibitions gallery, offer educational workshops, artist talks. We have a retail gallery with art in it. So we have a very host, but we're focused on the visual arts.
Awesome. So arts, and I just noticed, in the last, at least decade, but maybe even more recent, art is popping up all around our great city and throughout the region with grant programs and even in parks you're seeing art exhibits. So why don't you share somebody might not know, some of those very special projects that you are involved in that may raise awareness about the great efforts that you both engage in.
Sure.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Now through the end of summer, through Labor Day, we have Art Path along the River Trail of Lansing that spans from Old Town to Rio Town, and it's in its 7th year, and this was just a great opportunity for us to bring art outside our walls, and it's about accessibility and promoting Michigan artists and enhancing some dilapidated areas that have been along the trail with murals and sculptures. So that's a really great program.
All right, so you're taking art outside,
yes,
and then so you can get some exercise and enlighten yourselves as you enjoy art along the river walk.
Yeah. And so the Arts Council, we like to support projects like Art Paths through our funding, through our grant programs, so that we can make sure that sticks around for the years to come. So there are some things that are well established, like Lansing Art Path, but there are some others that might need kind of that support through technical assistance, where an artist might not know that these opportunities are available. So we have our hand in quite a few projects, but you might recognize around the Greater Lansing area, there are billboards with local artists. Their work gets put on a big platform. You might see us in Old Town Lansing. Arts Night Out is an event that we put on and make sure that local artists are engaging with local business. And we try and let those doing the projects, doing that hands-on work shine. But we really are trying to be in the background and lift them up and promote what they're doing.
That's awesome. And it's so important for a community to thrive and attract and keep talent and the residents to have arts and culture. You know, the football games and, you know, there's athletics, bring in big groups and then they're gone. But arts and culture plays a little bit different role in the community, especially as a destination for not only residents to stay here, but for visitors. Tell us about that role.
Yeah, I think one thing that I would mention is we have a fund specifically that looks to support those that are coming into Ingham County. The funding that we get from our Ingham County hotel motel tax, the more people that stay in our community, the more we get to support what we love, like Wharton Center shows, Impression 5 Science Museum getting big exhibitions, the Lansing Symphony getting to go into our neighborhoods and perform. So a lot of what people love about their community is that engagement and that storytelling that we're able to do through arts and culture. The connection that they feel is there, where, you know, great to have great sidewalks and transportation and access to transit, but having we just helped CATA put artwork on the side of their buses. It helps you humanize a lot of our landscape here in Lansing.
Absolutely.
It has a power to it.
And I think the gallery has a role, like that, like we help develop artists and their skills, and we have a lot of programming for kids and teens and give them opportunities, because it's important that they have exposure to the arts, because the arts help us all with other skills, you know, soft skills that you don't get everything. And it's transferable to any job or career or endeavor that anyone chooses. So we really believe in education in all forms and try to promote the artists in that way and have people learn about it and demystify what art is. A lot of people come in the gallery and they're like, I don't know if I should be here, but we want to be an all-inclusive space and have a lot of programming, like our Arts Ability Bags that works with people with disabilities, and we have an Art Alliance program with Peckham Inc. and work with their folks, and we have student art competitions, so we try to engage all ages and abilities in all the things that we do.
And that's a theme that's run throughout the show, is that there's something for everyone, from the youngest little budding artist. I have a granddaughter she can't get enough. She won't sit still unless she's doing her art. And then it's, you know, for an hour or so, she's just so immersed in it. And, you know, as our schools are so stretched too, it's very important that a community can offer that hands-on, wonderful experience from birth to older age, you know, which we haven't, none of us have seen yet. So, you know, people might not think of Lansing as having some of these cultural or art gems, if you will. You know, noted a few of those. Are there any others that you think, hey, did you know, hey, that big building down on Michigan, the state capitol, is really a historic cultural icon, and they just redid a lot of the paintings inside there. So any other gems that you want to share or just remind people? A lot of times when you're sitting here in the greater Lansing area, you go, oh, I forgot that was there, or hey, I never got a chance to see that, or any of those you'd like to share today.
Yeah, I think we have, I guess I get to see a lot more of it because I'm trying to stay tapped in to what everybody in our region is doing. One thing that I would want to lift up is our local theater community. We have a great visual arts all over Lansing. However, the performing arts that we have on a local level here, we have obviously a lot of people know about Wharton Center for Performing Arts. They bring in a lot of national shows. But we also have the Williamston Theater in Williamston that they're giving an opportunity for artists and other theater professionals to be employed in the arts and producing their own shows. There's Peppermint Creek Theater. They put on some civically minded projects that they want to lift up the voices of the community. And so I just think, we have approximately 10 local theaters, theater companies, that I think that people don't realize until they really start to dig in and go to shows at Riverwalk or go to Peppermint Creek and things like that.
Right, right. And Michelle, did you have anything else, these cultural or artistic gems that somebody goes, oh, I mean, I can't believe the number of people who've said, I've never been in the Capitol. Or, it's even something as iconic as our state capitol, but unless someone invites her, you know, you happen to be there with a group, you might not think about it.
I think the gems are all around us. So you can be in Old Town or Rio Town or downtown. And our downtown is full of gems. I mean, the gallery is located in the Knapp Center, which is a historic mid-century modern building. So that in itself is a really interesting place to visit. There's another gallery in a historic building downtown, the Nelson. Both in Rio Town and Old Town, there's arts making businesses that you can experience art. And I want to call out and lift up Reach Studio for the Arts, because they have amazing programming for youth and all kinds of media and great summer camps for kids. So there's so much to offer in the arts. And if people are afraid of the word the arts, don't be, because it's really fun and it gives people a voice they might not have to share, or it gives you relaxation and focus if you try something new.
And we all could use more of that. The adult coloring I have not picked up yet. It's too tedious for me, but you're right, as a nice outlet just to breathe. And there is art all around us, the beauty of nature. So we've had the parks folks in. Music, we didn't talk a lot about music, but of course that goes under the umbrella of the arts. And then we are such a culturally diverse community. So we go from the beautiful farmlands of Eaton County and Mason to more urban settings, to college towns. And so with that diversity of population across the region, how do arts and culture embrace, welcome, and then amplify that diversity?
I would say that it really comes down to the fact that art is a universal language. And culture bearers in our community are trying to tell stories and produce connection and bring together different groups and bring a common ground. And so truly to understand what another culture values, we can utilize art to showcase those parts of our history or our culture and put them on a very large scale and use those things to convey just how alike we are more than we're different.
Absolutely. And that's a wonderful thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Michelle, thoughts on that diverse and that richness and how we embrace that through the arts?
Yeah, I think Megan said it right on. Art of whatever media, if it's visual arts, the performing arts, is telling a story about something. And it's a safe place for people to come together. You can come to an art gallery, you can go to a performance and have this similar experience and share the story. But as individuals, we learn something new from it. But that's what makes our community bond together and share in these common things, which lifts everyone up because it breaks down stereotypes and barriers.
And don't see people getting into such a visceral disagreement. You like it or you don't, or you like this part of it, or you don't like this character, and you talk about it and you get to see something that maybe the other person saw that you didn't. So it's a unifying, even in like, I didn't see that part, or I didn't care for it so much, or I loved it. You get the whole spectrum of ideas and what we bring into it as we're observing and experiencing it.
Yeah, and I think that Lansing is, as we're saying, such a diverse population. We're bringing in the immigrant community. We're bringing in so many different cultures across just in that way, that a lot of times that's something that you can first recognize that's so welcoming. And we, I think, in Greater Lansing strive to be very welcoming and nice people.
Yes,
We want
yes.
more people to
Yeah.
feel welcome in Lansing. And a lot of times you can connect with people over the culinary arts through food.
Yes.
That pairs nicely with a band that's producing lots of music that people can celebrate to. So there's a lot of ways that we engage art that maybe we just take it for granted, but
Yeah.
it really is, it is a beautiful thing here in Greater Lansing.
I agree. I so agree. And it gives so much to us as individuals, us as families and friends, and as a community. It makes our region just so much more inviting. And people want to know, hey, when I'm coming here or I'm looking at jobs, when I'm hiring, what's there to do? And that's always part of the mix. It's not always a big headliner concert. It's just regular things to do that will get me out of my space, get me experiencing and learning and growing, which is what we all want to do as we continue on this journey called life. So, so you give so much to us. How can the community give back to the arts in monetary or in volunteering? Are there ways that we can give back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
ahead. We both have spoken this language, but I think what I always preface it with is that whatever you invest in the arts, you're going to get back tenfold. It truly is something that art in itself, you get an intrinsic value just seeing it and enjoying it, but the richness that it brings to our communities, it seeps into our businesses and it seeps into our well-being. And I think that especially coming back from such a hardship of the pandemic, that our sector was really hard hit.
Yes.
A lot of our performing arts venues shut down. A lot of our visual artists weren't able to go into galleries or things like that. So we're really in a moment in time where people can contribute to our missions and make sure that we still have the Lansing Art Gallery and Wharton Center and Impression 5 and the Symphony, that we have those long after we're gone. So the best support is a donation to each of our organizations or contributing through volunteerism or things like that.
Excellent. So that, remember, Arts Council of Greater Lansing and the Lansing Art Gallery and Education Center.
Yes.
So we only have a second each. What do you love about Lansing the most?
I love that there's so many things to do. There is always something. There might be 10 things in the same moment.
Awesome.
Yes, I would agree. You hear people say there's nothing to do, but there's so many things to do. You just have to look for it, and there's something for every taste.
Yeah. And ask a friend.
Versatile.
Yeah. Thank
Ask a
you
friend.
so much, Megan and Michelle.
Thank you.
I can't wait to go out there and enjoy and jump into our wonderful art community. And thank you for sharing those insights to excite us all to go out there and enjoy what we have right here in Greater Lansing.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Karen Way with eXp Realty. I'd like to talk to you today about positioning your home in this real estate market. We're not going to talk about marketing materials. We're not going to talk about internet hits, or we're not going to talk about staging. We're going to talk about pricing. And one piece that is pretty important right now that is still happening that I believe sellers need to pay a little closer attention to, and that is underpricing your home to receive multiple offers. Don't get me wrong. It really feels good to have multiple offers and know that there are many people that want your home. But that is not a safe tactic for this type of market. I really believe that sellers need to price their homes where they need to be priced. Take a look at the market analysis that a realtor like myself would give you and price that home appropriately. You will still have multiple offers, and you will still have fair offers, and you will still have over asking offers. But I really think that a seller that takes $40,000 off their list price and hopes that the buyer is going to do their homework and hopes that a buyer is going to fill that gap is really taking a big chance. You're going to want to be in a position where you protect the equity that you have built in that home and price it appropriately. All of the other stuff will happen organically, and you will get the dollar amount out of that beautiful home that you've built equity in over time the way it should be done. So just remember, underpricing is more of a tactic. It is certainly not a strategy as you are getting ready to list your home. I'm Karen Way with eXp Realty. I have Lance Rowe with Eaton Financial Services here with me today, and we're going to talk about retirement planning. So Lance, thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. So what is the number one thing people overlook when they're getting ready to plan for retirement?
I think the number one thing that they overlook is the amount of money it takes to retire. Nowadays people are living 20 and 30 years in retirement, and just living on a modest $50,000 a year income over 20 years, that's $1 million, which is a great deal of money.
Yeah, for sure. So in regards to the planning, we're looking at doing this really early on in life, so you don't get to the finish line and you don't have the plan in place to be able to live the life you want. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Okay.
One of the biggest tragedies in life is getting to the end of the road and being destitute.
Right, right. So in regards to picking a good financial planner, I know that that's really overwhelming for a lot of people. Sure. What would you suggest when a person's going to hire a financial planner or partner with one?
Well, I would suggest that they seek somebody that has the credentials to focus on the area that they need the most. When you're talking about retirement planning, I would say somebody with an RICP designation, which is a retirement income certified professional. They have additional training and education that focuses only on that area of financial planning.
Great. And this is really a journey. It's not one meeting. You probably start meeting with people hopefully in their 30s. Would you agree?
Absolutely. We have clients for 20 and 30 years.
That is absolutely awesome. Good. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I know we've just given a snippet of what you can give to your clients, and I hope they stop into Eaton and see you real soon to start that financial planning.
Thanks, Karen.
Today we're excited to have one of the Rotary Club of Lansing Foundation's $50,000 Signature Award winners, Brent Taylor from Habitat for Humanity, Capital Region. Thanks for joining us, Brent.
Thank you.
Can you tell us more about Habitat for Humanity, Capital Region?
Sure. So we have sort of 3 flagship programs in our communities in the Capital Region, all for low to moderate income families. So we build accessibility ramps for folks with mobility challenges. We have a home repair program for existing homeowners whose homes are in danger of becoming inhabitable or unsafe. And then we have our flagship home ownership program where we're building and rehabilitating homes to create affordable home ownership opportunities.
Wonderful. So could you tell us why affordable home ownership is so important in the capital area?
Sure. Throughout the country and in the state of Michigan and certainly our communities here, we have a severe affordable housing crisis right now. So 10 years ago, about half of the homes built in this country were affordable on a median income. And now a decade later, that number has dropped to 16%. And so it's very, very difficult for many people to enter the home ownership opportunities on their current incomes.
And recently you've partnered with U of M Sparrow. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we partnered with Sparrow. They had a number of properties on the east side of Lansing that were slated to be torn down, but they decided they wanted to turn those properties back into affordable housing opportunities for the community. And so they turned to us to do that work because they know that's where our expertise lies.
Great. And how is the grant from the Rotary Foundation helping you out?
So the grant from the Rotary Foundation is being used for a home that we're building right now in South Lansing. That's a new build on Ingham Street, and that will become the home for a single mother with 5 children that, again, would never have had the opportunity to own a home if it weren't for Habitat and if it weren't for the grant from Rotary.
Thank you very much, Brent. If you'd like to learn more, go to lansingrotary.org.
So Choma, if you could pick one tool that would really help CATA riders to get around and commute on our buses, what would that be?
I would choose the Transit app. It's a mobile app. It's available in the Google Play Store, Apple Store. It can be downloaded for free. It allows riders to track their commute in real time, see nearby buses, and it really helps their overall experience with CATA.
And what are some of the features of the Transit app?
Well, one cool feature of the app is the trip planning tool. So riders can enter in their destination. They'll immediately see a list of nearby routes that can get them to where they need to go. There's also a Go feature that will help people see accuracy of the buses based on other riders, as well as rider alerts via the app if riders subscribe. We also encourage our riders to subscribe for our rider alerts. They're on cata.org/mycata, and they allow people to get text and email alerts.
And what about benefits of the Transit app in terms of the rider?
I would say the benefits are if people don't know where they're trying to go or what bus, because they open up the app and because of their GPS location and it shows the buses that are nearby them, they know where they can go, and the real-time tracking really helps people plan their commute and know that they can get to on time.
Great. And there are avatars as well?
Yes, so there are emojis when you use the Go feature, and when someone's on a bus, if you see a little emoji, that's someone who's riding the bus.
And do you have one of those emojis?
I do. One of my favorite routes to use the Go feature was Route 8, and it was a little turtle.
And I understand that you were one of the top riders on Route 8 for a while.
Yeah, a few months ago I was. It's a serious competition. There's more people competing with using the feature and the emojis than people know.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Middle Village is back and better than ever, with 5 new stores, a brand new location right in the heart of downtown in the beautiful historic Atrium building. We're here today with Ashley Rogers of Sedona Wanderlust to tell us about why she's part of Middle Village.
Hi, thanks for having me. So my name is Ashley Rogers. I'm the owner of Sedona Wanderlust, and that is a brand and a boutique that is inspired by the free-spirited bohemian lifestyle of Sedona, Arizona. And I wanted to create an environment kind of so that people can experience the healing frequencies and just that kind of free-spirited lifestyle that is made up of Sedona to match the beautiful landscape of the Red Rocks in Sedona. And so I wanted to create a space where people can have that kind of environment, especially in the crazy world that we live in.
I love it. Tell us a little bit about the products. Is it a lot of clothes? I understand you're doing skincare as well.
Yes, so actually the skincare now that we're talking about, that was started by Heaven Sent Body Products. That is my first business that I started, which is a plant-based body care line of products. So body butters, sugar scrubs, body oils, things like that. So those will actually be in the store. And in addition to that, of course, with Sedona Wanderlust, you'll have all these different types of clothing and accessories that kind of go with the vibe of just free-spirited and just getting into that goddess, inner goddess type of feeling of every woman that we all have inside of us.
I love it. Well, welcome to downtown Lansing, and we'll see you at Middle Village.
Okay, thank you so much.
Wow, what another great show and another reason to discover Greater Lansing. So many wonderful things happening in our great, great community. From living, working, and playing, we've got it right here in Greater Lansing. Thanks for joining us.